Hello, I'm Gary Lyon and welcome to Access All Areas. There may be a few who are saying they hate the current game and that the standard has dropped. Well, on the weekend, Damo, I saw some outstanding football matches.
I'm assuming one of those matches, Gaz, was the showdown. Adelaide Crows, they're back and they're a live finals chance again, aren't they?
Well, that was the most outstanding of all. They are. And I tell you what, Brenton Sanderson's challenge is to get them to play at that level of intensity every single week. It was a great game against the top of the ladder, Port Adelaide. Of course, it's a derby. I tell you, when you get Jacobs, Thompson, Sloane, Dangerfield and Brad Crouch all playing and playing well, then they are a very, very formidable footy side.
Tex Walker goes, not Matt kicking a bag of goals on his return, but he has straightened them up, hasn't he, to a point where they just look very dangerous every time they go in.
Yeah, they have. They've got he and Pods and Jenkins, who weren't dominant, but allowed...
He's become better too, hasn't he?
Eddie Betts, who just kick it into that pocket over at Adelaide Oval, and he'll do the rest. He was exciting. Look, it was a fantastic game of footy. I mean, Adelaide Oval continues to be the story of the year in terms of venues, and we'll talk about the other one from last night. But, no, they're in there. They've got 4 more games at Adelaide Oval. They play Hawthorn, the West Coast, Richmond and St Kilda. You give them 3 of those. Yep. Of course, they've got GWS and Brisbane. So 7 wins at the moment. They're in there.
They've taken some scalps. I want to also highlight, Gaz, Marcus Bontempelli's effort yesterday against Melbourne for the Bulldogs. This is the first goal he kicked in the last quarter. Just note the score and the time of the game, Gaz. A lot of players miss those goals.
Goal down, 5.5 minutes, gets them even, and then the left foot. I mean, this is running away, had to get a lot of curl on it. He's always been a suspicion that this might be the best of the lot of the new pack of players, Marcus Bontempelli, but this thing almost rubber stamps it. Jones Frawley's another story. Don't pay him big money, buyer beware. But look at Bontempelli. I mean, that's a goal of the year all day. Look at the score line, the time of the match, the circumstances surrounding it. And what I loved most about that young man was his post-game interview with the broadcaster running straight to him, as you would. And he was as cool, calm, modest, self-effacing. He is a beauty, Marcus Bontempelli, and he's enough to get you through the gates if you're a Bulldog supporter.
Playing well in their wins that have come in recent times too, guys. Sunday night footy, it's an experiment the AFL had to do for the broadcast rights by way of
Eddie wants compensation. He's going to 9 o'clock in 1 minute. He's going to knock on the door and say, write me a cheque.
Now he understands what life is like as a Bulldog person or a North Melbourne person or one of the lesser clubs. So remove that from the argument.
Poor decision.
It's a poor decision to play that game on Sunday night, and that's his point. Forget the compensation that he's after. But, yeah, look, they've done it. They've trialled it. It goes away now. It has to go away.
So that's Sunday night, Monday night gone.
Done.
No more.
Thursday nights they're going to experiment with a little bit further.
Stinks.
But that's it.
Sunday night footy stinks, no doubt about it. This stinks too. There's incorrect disposals being thrown out the door. Have a look at this time of the game. Have a look. Takes the game on, Robert Murphy. This is not a Melbourne thing, by the way. I mean, you let the ball go. Free kick.
This is worse, guys. This is Cramery. Moments later, he's thrown this ball away.
So I know the Western Bulldogs deserve to win that game, but they're 2 decisions. This one here,
on Attlee.
Prior opportunity. Attlee lets it go. And then this one here, Texan Walker on Robbie Gray runs him down, no reward. Yet, Damo, there's 4 instances, and there would have been another 20. Yet, Jarman Impey gets this. Bang, 8 people dive on him.
Couldn't be holding the ball.
Holding the ball.
How?
Well, that's what you're going to find out when we go upstairs and talk to Mark Evans and Wayne Campbell. We're going to roll the ball on the ground. You're going to jump on him, and I'll jump on you and say, get it out.
I want to take you upstairs with me this week because I'm not having no... Gary, look, we sat through, as every single person in footy does at the start of the year, looked at the DVD on instruction as to how that was going to be umpired. Not one of those decisions was how we were told it was going to happen this year.
Just frustrating.
No, but how does it happen? How in March can we be told what's going to happen?
Well, I'm
by
serious.
July or June, it's out the window.
I know umpires make mistakes, and we don't belt umpires as a rule on this show, but they are baffling and they're frustrating, as are the Kangas. I don't think I'm breaking confidence suggesting or telling people that they are the team you support. You must be frustrated, Damien. Oh,
you have to be. I mean, it's in dice, sort of in an area right now, Gaz, where they don't know what they stand for. And Brad Scott doesn't know what he's doing as a coach in terms of where has this club progressed from when he first got there. Losing to Brisbane Lions the way they did, when they allowed them to kick 7 goals in that second quarter. And we've got some exclusive, again, Access All Areas vision on this.
I got in here early because I knew you'd be upset. How does this happen? I mean, this is the run. This is the start of the run. 23-7. Now, watch this. And I'm sorry, but Nicky Dowell gets involved here. These are Del Sano. There's Leicester at the back. Ball's in dispute, so you've got to be aware of where your man is. No respect shown here. You're drawn to the footy, then they get on the outside and end up... Leicester gets the ball across here, they kick a goal. That's the start of it. That's Beam starts the next one. This is the next centre bounce. So Leicester's on Del Sano, fair enough. Nicky Dell's the ball player. Once the ball's decided there, Your obligation is to work hard defensively, Nick.
Right.
There's Nick, there's Leicester on the spread. Nick's standing in the centre of the ground, Leicester's on the spread. He gets involved in this next passage of play. No defensive running, no two-way running. Up until that stage, North Melbourne had it all on their own terms. Now Brisbane are starting to come, Damo. Now they're starting to move.
So what do you say? Is this just a lack of work rate?
Well,
is it a lack of coordination? Tell me what it is.
There's Ace through the middle of the ground. Where's the work rate to get to him, the free player? Who's going to get to him? There's enough time now to get to him, and when he does take the mark, push down. The forwards from North push down, fill the hole up. He strolls around Goldstein here, gets the leverage. Look at Lindsay Thomas.
But it's not Goldstein's fault, though, is it?
No, but there's a changeover. But, I mean, there's no urgency from the North Melbourne players to get down and put pressure on. And then, look, this is the passage. They've hit the front now, so surely the alarm bells have gone off for the Kangaroos. This is just how easy the transition is.
And what are they doing? Just again, for the layman, what are they doing wrong here? Just not manning up? Or is it as simple as that?
The uncontested marks in this quarter were going through the absolute roof. 90 to 22 marks after quarter time, yet there's no urgency to find a man and make them accountable. Look at that, Damo. That's gone from one end of the ground, across the ground, and Aish ends up kicking the goal.
What's that saying to you about that footy club putting up that performance against Brisbane?
The worst thing that happened was that they had such an easy first quarter. They went in at quarter time and said, we are in for a pretty fair night tonight, boys, and they went to sleep, paid no respect to the opposition.
Whereas a good club like Hawthorn will go and destroy an opposition like the Suns did on the weekend.
That's exactly right.
Look, they've got so many problems to deal with, North Melbourne, and they don't need peripheral ones like the one we're about to highlight now, Gaz. Brad Scott had an issue with what happened here. Now, Brent Harvey goes over. Now, Rockcliffe's given it to him there. Now, there's no vilification in that statement. He's not happy with it. And look, I've got no dramas in a big way with what Harvey did here. He wanted to pursue it. What are you talking about? Again, they're keeping this on the field, both Rockcliffe and Harvey. Brad Scott's the issue, though, Gaz. He does approach Brisbane Lions players, as Jonathan Brown's ceremony is unfolding, by the way, certainly raises the topic here with Tom Rockcliffe. Now, that has not inflamed anything there, but it could have. What if Rockcliffe actually said where to go? Look, he has to answer the question from the AFL as to why he was doing that, because it's not the time and place.
I'm sure he will. There's a couple of components to this. A lack of class, first off, from Tom Rockcliffe. So you've got to be classy in victory, and that was just a lack of class. Not a hanging offence, but a lack of class. He has to live with that, and I think he's put his hand up. From Scotty, he's famously defensive of his players, Brad Scott. They love him for it. He will defend them, and he said it, he'll defend them to the hilt. But he lost the moment then. He took that too far. And I've got no doubt he was defending his players, but there is a time and a place, and that was inappropriate, and he will be called to account for that. What
do you think should happen to him when you say called to account?
I think Alistair Clarkson with Matty Lloyd, that was a worse look.
That was a whole lot worse, I would
a suspended $5,000 fine, I think, for Al Clarkson. So something along those lines for Scotty. But his love for his players just took him too far then. There's great rivalries, and that's, that'll spur a rivalry. These two blokes have never been the best of friends, Stevie J and Paul Chapman, and that's pretty well known in footy circles. But they also aren't enemies, as has been suggested here. I think Stevie J would be a good article if John Anderson actually did some decent research. We interviewed Stevie after the game. We asked him about his coming together with Chappie, who was catching up with his former players, and it looked like they were saying, what's that article about? And they look at him. And we asked Stevie, and that's exactly what he said. So the truth would lie somewhere in the middle, I think.
They did get it on at one stage.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as what has been made out, but I also don't think they're absolutely best mates. But that's all good and well.
One thing you don't do on a footy field, Gaz, is ignore Gary Ablett if you're a Gold Coast Sun, which is what Charlie Dixon does here.
If you do, you kick the goal, though, mate.
Yeah.
You don't put it up in the air like Big Charlie. Gary got in perfect position, front and square, just to bang out, run into open goal. But
will he be dropped for that?
No. But Big Chaz says, I can do this. And, in fact, he can't, Big Charlie. You don't run to the interchange bench, Damo, when there's a full-back kick-in going on. Again, look at the scoreline. This is tight stuff. Jack Watts has just trotted off to the interchange bench while there's a full-back kick-in going on. And we'll have our exclusive behind-the-scene vision. We'll show you Marcus Bontempelli, Marcus is going, hey, Watsy, where are you going, Watsy? He's going to, one stage, Marcus is going to follow him all the way, and he thinks, and he ends up getting the tap here, Marcus Bontempelli.
I don't understand how that can happen.
Well, that's because, this tendency to rotate and get off the ground is become such a part of footy, you forget that there's a game going on.
I love Ross Lyon and everything that he stands for. I even love what he did to his players after the game. They get a win, a hard-fought win in the Derby, and yet he's not happy.
No, and you watch this right then. He's just picking them off one by one, whoever he looks at, and Mundy gets one, and then he sees poor Lockie Neal, and Lockie cops one, and then you'll see Chris Bond, the footy manager, come up and tap him on the backside and say, "Hey, Rossi, come on, we've got to get the presentation underway." And he cops one too for Bondy. Turns around, watch this. Bondy says, "Come on, mate, come on." And Rossi says, "Hey, off you go, Bondy." I'm still in the middle of it. I love Ross Lyon too. I think he's fantastic.
Don't make eye contact.
Hey, Brendan Goddard, angry man, very, very angry man, and you don't get in his way when he's upset and he's frustrated, and he was. And Benny Howlett thought, "I'll come in and offer some support. It's 3-on-1. I'll help you out, BJ." BJ goes, "Bang! Get out of my road, Benny. I've got this under control, so it's no good."
He's trying to get the ball at him. Hey, Gaz, Tom Hawkins kicked his match-winning goal on the weekend. Ran across to that pocket, and he's too committed to pull out of this run across to the crowd.
He is.
Where's the Geelong supporter?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's the soul-saving voice. Watch the bloke next to him. We missed it there. He was all brave, giving it to Tommy Hawkins. And look at him come from the stand. Look at him. Wouldn't you be proud if they were your sons? Jack Darling, too much soccer. Look at this fearsome knock. Look. At least I will say, in Jack's defence, he didn't go to ground. So, hey...
Are we going upstairs?
No, I'm serious about this. The umpiring's your portfolio. I want you to get up there and see Mark Evans right now, and I will back you up from down the corridor. Thank you, Namo. Once again, everyone for joining us on Access All Areas. Have a good week, and we'll see you next Monday.